Good afternoon and welcome to Turf Moor for a game that really has so much importance upon it. It's Burnley against Blackburn live from Turf Moor. It is absolutely fantastic and we're looking forward to this one. There is no doubt about it. As the teams now come out of the tunnel, the noise at Turf Moor is tremendous. It is absolutely tremendous. Absolutely tremendous here. Nothing's on a noise around this ground. It's just unbelievable. Burnley with 100% record. They scored 5 without reply against Cardiff 2 weeks ago. Can they match it again today? Burnley line up with James Trafford in goal. Back four, Connor Roberts, Joe Worrell, Esteve and Perez. And then the midfield three of Brownhill, Warren and Hannibal, both making home debuts. And then Anthony, who makes another... Jaden Anthony makes his own debut on with Luca Coyote and Lyle Foster, 2 established players who didn't go. Alaki, Sambo, Egan Ramos, Saramento, who signed for Brighton last night. Rodriguez, Benson, Humphries, Astange and Masengo all complete the bench. If you wonder where Zion Fleming is, he signed late on in the transfer window last night and failed the deadline. For Blackburn Rovers, it's Ainsley Pears in goal. Then a back four, Britton, Carter, Hyam Beck. 5 in midfield, so they're going to try and mix it up with Fireman, Travis, Dolan, I should say, Tronsdown and Hedges, and Guy up front. Toff, McFadden, Sigurdsson, Rankin Costello, Buckley, Oshaki, Koza Dewberry, Duru, and Baker are the substitutes for Blackburn Rovers this afternoon. Well, this is going to be tense. So early on in the season, great atmosphere. Burnley have had the better of it since 2010, unbeaten in 14 years against their deadly rivals. Scott Parker called for everyone to be together. Burnley brought 15 in, 21 have gone. There was a fire sale of about 13 players, which I've banged on about too much this last week. It's all about what happens on the field. Let's check our officials this afternoon, and not a great news for us Burnley fans out there. Tony Harrington from Hartlepool. Now, he was the man who controversially gave Luton's equaliser in the Premier League here in January, when VAR, in their infinite wisdom, decided not to get involved and allow the goal. It's a perfectly legitimate foul on James Trafford, not James Trafford's biggest fan. Tony Harrington. 2 assistants, Derek Eaton and Miranda Gill, and Will Finney's the 4th official. Josh Laurent making his debut. Jaden Anthony signed from Bournemouth, worked under Scott Parker before, so he knows what Parker is all about. Luca Cogliosho is also in there. Hannibal is played in Manchester derbies and the like. He won't shirk out of a tackle. Owen Beck, who just signed on loan as well from Liverpool. Give me number 24 just this moment or two. It's a fine sunny afternoon down here on the Lancashire, down here in the bustling hills of East Lancashire. It's going to be Burnley in all claret and blue to get us underway. And they're going to attack the goal. To my left, they're just swapping ends, incidentally. So the crowd are up for this one. Tony Harrington just making sure that everybody is ready. And in a few seconds from now, this game will be underway. Burnley in claret and blue, Blackburn in blue and white halves. The sun is out, the sun is shining, and they're underway. And an early touch for James Trafford here in the Burnley goal. Hits it long. They're attacking the Jimmy McElroy end in the first half, the Clarets. Trafford kicks away from halfway, but then falls And there might be an early chance here. And Trafford's been caught in. Oh, my goodness me. That would have been a disastrous start there for Burnley. You don't give the ball to Andy Fireman here. Trafford, casual as you like. And then Fireman with something like 40 yards out, trying to flick the goalkeeper. And he almost made, well, it was almost a stream start for Blackburn Rovers. And it would have been a disastrous one for the Clarets there. What was Trafford playing at? He's got away with it. Anyway, goal kick's been given. Hannibal Foster competing there. Hannibal's in there too. I hope he's got a plan for this game. And let's hope it comes together. Ball flick round the corner. Worrell's got to be careful. Gets it back to Trafford. Trafford, no nonsense this time. Gets it away. But it's going to go out for an early throw in here for Blackburn Rovers. They've had the first opportunity of this game. And Britain takes the throw. Carter to Dom Hyam. Burnley trying to close down Kolyosho. There's a collision there with Connor Roberts over on the halfway line. I'm not sure whether that was accidental or not. The atmosphere is superb. Burnley have not made a very good start to this. Need to pull their fingers out a little bit. Going up to 2 minutes gone. In the derby. Burnley 0, Blackburn 0. Goal comes in. And now Esteve, who's committed his future at the club. All sorts of uncertainty in amongst the existing squad, which didn't help performances on the field this last week. Defeats at Sunderland last week in a very lacklustre game, and they were totally outplayed against Wolves on Wednesday night in the Carabao. But let's hope they've saved their better performance for today. And beaten the Turf War this season, albeit they've only played one match, but it was a 5-0 win over Cardiff. We said that though when the company came in. It did take them a couple of months to get things moving. Esteve in possession. Worrell. Burnley getting good touch of the ball now. And starting to pass through the lines. Good play, Kolyosho trying to link up well with Hannibal. He just couldn't get it back to Kolyosho that time. Blackburn now in possession. Ball out of play, is it? No. Play on, says the referee. Foster now, how he could do with a goal this season. Brownhill, Foster nearly going for the return, and he almost got there. And I honestly think today could be like Foster's day, because some of the Burnley players, certainly the attack-minded Burnley players, okay, Anthony there just a little bit off the pace, but there's a lovely give and go between Lyle Foster there and Josh Brownhill. And you get the sense that they're not here to make up any numbers today, Burnley. And they can't afford really to make the same kind of mistakes as they did last week. The atmosphere is superb. And I tell you what, it's absolutely amazing, really, to see the crowd up for this one. 0-0. Here's Ainsley Pears, gets it away. A long way up the field. Esteve with a header which drops nicely for Connor Roberts. Get it over halfway. 0-0 in the derby if you've just joined us. If you want to listen to the other game between Arsenal and Brighton, you can do. There's Zion Fleming there, just you signed from Millwall. If you're just wondering why I've not mentioned the comment section, you may well have noticed if you've tuned in on my YouTube channel that the comment section is not open for business, and that's because of the volatile nature, potential. And that's because of the volatile nature of the derby. So I don't want any swearing or anything else. That's why we've not got the comment section up. So just a reminder there of the comment section. Here's Worrell now trying to play the ball. It wasn't a very well hit ball, and in the end it was easy for Callum Britton to get it away. And now Hannibal. And the shot coming in, a good effort. I think he was just underneath it there, a touch there from Lucas Perez. 2 assists on the opening night against Luton Town. Both sides have had a shot each, both off target. Ball not forward again. Bit up and underish that one, and away out for a throw, or for a free kick. Scott Parker, fifth game competitive game in charge of Burnley. 1-2, lost 2. Lost the last 2, but one of them was a cup defeat against Wolves, which they weren't expected to dig up any daisies, really. And it's the throw. Worrell challenging there. And this might come to Gahi on the edge of the area. No foul. Yes, foul there by Gahi. Mr. Arrington on the spot of Hartlepool. Ball up towards Foster, slid in, but couldn't make any contact. Here's Hannibal. He's having plenty to say for himself in the opening, 6.5 minutes. Brownhill wins possession fairly. Foster, just a poor touch there for Brownhill. Ball thumped up towards James Trafford, who takes it nice and comfortably. Bowls the ball out to Esteve. Just remember, this is a 107th meeting between the two teams. Cracking atmosphere. I'll keep you updated with the other games as well, and a bit of cricket as well. England currently 127 for 3, leading Sri Lanka with 358 runs, with 7 second innings wickets remaining. Could well be all over today if England get their bats ball together. And there's other fixtures, not just in the Premier League today, which is currently 0-0. They're playing 9 minutes at the Emirates, 0-0 between Arsenal and Brighton. The ball out of play for a goal kick to Blackburn. Elsewhere in the Championship as well, we've got Cardiff against Middlesbrough, that's 0-0. And Coventry City against Norwich, 0-0 as well. And also Blackpool 0, Wickham 0, and Rotherham 0, Huddersfield 0. And there's been a goal at Gillingham. Gillingham 1, Chesterfield 0. Mackenzie with the goal on 8 minutes. So we'll keep you updated with all the latest scores in the Championship and the Premier League. Remember, if you want to listen to Arsenal against Brighton, you can do on the TCO if you like. If you want to stay with us? Fantastic. Here's Pears. Kicks away, right-footed. TCO production, but exclusive to JB Sports. Here's Esteve to Joe Worrell. Signed from Nottingham Forest. Roberts hits it forward. And it's got to be said that we've got a great atmosphere here at Turf Ball today. Worrell again uses Esteve. Burnley again, patient in their build-up. Lucas Perez gets the ball forward. That's a good ball. We'll take him down on the chest by Brownhill. Good ball into the path. And in goes Foster! His first goal of the season! Lyle Foster, the man has just made himself a hero in these parts forever and a day! Lyle Foster with his first goal from the season, and what a time to get it! It was a fantastic cross from Jaden Anthony on his debut. Side for Bournemouth. Brownhill starts it down the left-hand side. Here's Anthony. Good burst. Good cross. Foster free. Static Blackburn Rovers marking. And well punished by the South African. He's been under fire this last week. But my goodness, if he had to make it up today, he's just done it within the first 10 minutes of this derby game. Burnley 1, Blackburn Rovers 0. Lyle Foster has made himself a hero forever and ever and ever. Oh, he's forgiven, Lyle. Oh, he's forgiven. Jaden Anthony, what a cross. What a fantastic cross. It's 1-0 Burnley. And we got so excited we haven't updated the score. We will now. But Blackburn looking to get back level. As the ball comes in, is it? No. Well defended by Burnley, but it's knocked away. So 1-0 to Burnley. Free kick though to Blackburn. Dolan has been fouled. According to Mr. Harrington, the referee. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, that has got the crowd going. But it's a free kick to Blackburn in a dangerous area. Burnley have got to be wary. Lewis Travis is a fantastic set-piece specialist. He's the big danger for Blackburn. But remember, no Sammy Smodics anymore. Cameron Britton can also send them in, but Travis will be the one, I think. No, it's Britton who sends it into the mix. Worrell was out jumped, but the header was going nowhere near the goal, thank God. And it's gone for a goal kick to Burnley. I think it was Hyam who got the header in, but it wasn't troubling James Trafford or any of the scorers. So great news for Scott Parker. What a moment for him. John Eustace will have some work to do now with the Bisana to get back in this game. Lyle Foster, the man. I will hold my hands up and criticise this season. I'll tell you what, he's made me eat some words. I'll tell you that now. Burnley going for the cutthroat. And here goes Kolyasho. They mean business. It's a corner to Burnley. They are meaning business here in this first 12 minutes. Live only on JB Sports. If you want to listen to Arsenal Brighton, you're more than welcome to on the TC Hub. This is a TC Hub production. It's a JB Sports production in association with the TC Hub. And we will be giving a player of the match late. A player of the match, of course. And it's a Burnley corner. They're 1-0 up. And it comes from the near side. Up go the heads. Worrell was up there, but it's headed away by Blackburn Rovers. And Leeds Farmers, Connor Roberts. Roberts out to the far side. And Hannibal chips it in. Looking for Jaden Anthony, who's lurking like a praying mantis on the far side. It's absolutely fantastic. There was no chance for Ainsley Pears in the Rovers goal. The header was just so good. Throw to Burnley. 1-0 ahead in the derby. A game they've not lost for 14 years. And in 106 previous occasions between these two sides, previous meetings between the sides, Burnley have won 44. Blackburn have won 21. Or 141, sorry. And the amount of draws, well, quite a lot. 21. That's in all-time league and cup between the two teams. Which tells you all you need to know, really, in terms of what is happening here. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. And Burnley going off in search of a goal one now. Kolyasho now, or rather Hannibal, far side. Hannibal's cross, headed away by Don Hiram. It's another corner to Burnley. That's their third I make it in the game. Burnley 1, Blackburn Rovers 0. Deservedly so. Blackburn had that early chance presented to him from James Trafford when Andy Vyman tried for 40 yards, just cleared the bar, but apart from that, they've offered nothing else. Burnley are on top. Quarter of an hour almost played at the turf. In comes the Burnley corner. Warren was up there! And Blackburn had sufficient numbers back to deal with it. But Joe Worrell, so near maybe to making himself an instant hero. Trafford tosses the ball in again. Up go the heads. Foster was lurking. Worrell has stayed forward. Anthony couldn't be found. Foster now will take possession on the left-hand side. Brownhill, good dummy by Brownhill. Into the path of Roberts. Anthony, who looks a real breath of fresh air. Brownhill, trying to turn. The appeal handball Blackburn. The referee Harrington isn't interested. Quite rightly so. Play on. Foster to Roberts. Burnley keeping the ball around at will. Toying with Blackburn Rovers now. Been that sort of a match so far. Brownhill to Lucas Perez. This has been Burnley at the moment giving Blackburn Rovers a bit of a footballing lesson at the moment. But at 1-0, though, it's still a dangerous lead. They need, I think, an insurance policy really of a second goal that would really light up the blue touch paper. But we've had a goal. Let's see what's happening elsewhere. It's hard to take your eyes off this game for a second. So Doncaster have taken the lead against Port Vale. Molyneux the scorer there. Wickham have scored in the game at Bloomfield Road. McCleary the goal scorer there. No other goals in the Championship. No goals between Arsenal and Brighton as things stand. You can listen to that on the TC Hub and all the other platforms apart from the JB Sports. So you've got here live on JB Sports, the 107th Lancashire Derby between Burnley and Blackburn Rovers, live from Turf Moor. JB and the commentary box. This is Lucas Perez. Now Josh Brownhill. A great moment for Lyle Foster, it has to be said. He was vilified, and I must admit I numbered myself one on Twitter. I didn't think he was going to be loyal to the cause, but I tell you what, if he had making up to do after his antics last week at Sunderland and at Wednesday against Wolves, he has just made up in the best possible way. That header, he scored quite a number of goals. He got a brace against Sheffield United last season and a 5-0, well, I think it was a 5-1 demolition job. But no one he did last season can compare to what he's just done today. His first goal of the season, and what a time to get it. Burnley can move above Blackburn Rovers with a win here today. And they've given it Blackburn's way. I looked at Burnley free kick to me. And Foster's gone down. Tony Harrington has got a decision to make here. I'm not trying to... Well, I can't understand why Blackburn have got the decision in the first place. There is Travis involved. Let's see. Foster's lying on the ball. Then Travis kicks it out of his hand. That's a stupid thing for Travis to do. And then he stands on Foster's foot. Now, why is he not booked for that? Now, why has Lewis Travis not been booked for that? Scandalous from the referee, I'm afraid. Lewis Travis, in my opinion, a very lucky man. And Blackburn, very lucky, in my opinion, to have a free kick there. It wasn't a foul on one of their players. Here's Britain. Remember, 1-0 to Burnley. And the ball is away by Esteve. Remember, if you want to listen to the Arsenal game, you can listen on the TC Hub, Focus on Football, and Storm FM and TC Hub 2. On the other TC Hub channel, which is JB Sports, you're listening to now. You've got live coverage of the Championship, the fierce Lancashire Derby between Burnley and Blackburn Rovers from Turf Moor. 1-0 to Burnley. And we've also got live for you at 5:30 in the evening, by the way. We also have live coverage of West Ham against Manchester City in association with the TC Hub. So it'll be a TC Hub production in association with JB Sports. So make a date. 5:20, and it'll be me up funning it down to the London Stadium after this game is over. Let's just hope the sun is shining down there after that, and hopefully we got a Burnley victory. So I've got not one but two live commentaries for you this tonight, and then obviously on the TCO we've got live coverage, and JB Sports will have that as well. We'll be all linking back up together to bring you live coverage of Liverpool's match with Manchester United tomorrow. But at the moment, the derby is all claret and blue at the moment. And I think on the balance of the first 20 minutes, and this is not me being biased in any way, folks, I think it's a lead that's been richly deserved. Apart from the first couple of minutes, Blackburn Rovers have not been in this at all. They've been dreadful. Well to Burnley. Midway inside their own half. In fact, it's a free kick to Burnley midway inside their own half. Let's check the other scores. Still 0-0. Arsenal-Brighton. 0-0 between Cardiff and Middlesbrough. Coventry and Norwich. Blackpool 0. Wycombe 1. Rotherham 0. Huddersfield 0. Gillingham 1. Chesterfield 0. This is League 2. And Port Vale 0. Doncaster Rovers 1. All the other championship games that I've not mentioned are all kicking off at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And tomorrow, Sheffield United, Watford in the Championship, Celtic and Rangers as well, to another fierce derby, and Manchester United, Liverpool, the big match tomorrow. As the shot comes in, it was spilled by Ainsley Pears. It was Luca Kolyosha who cut in from the right-hand side and forced Ainsley Pears to spill the ball. It's just on the right-hand touchline, cuts inside, cuts in under that left foot, a little deflection, which possibly actually made it very awkward for Pears. He had to just dive a little to his left and go with the ball in. Burnley ruling the derby. 1-0. They've been the better side. Worrell jumps up for the kick from Ainsley Pears. But there's a shot coming in. Oh, and it's gone in. Would you believe that? They haven't deserved it. Fireman has called the goalkeeper off his line. And Blackburn have equalised in a game they barely deserved to be in it. And I'm afraid James Trafford will have to take some of the blame. It's a good effort. It's a great goal. Don't get me wrong. But there's no way in the world that Blackburn Rovers deserve to be level in this game, because for at least 22 minutes, they've not been at the races at all. Burnley have been the far better side, and that's cruel justice on Burnley. Take nothing away from the goal. Worrell beaten to the punch here by Goe. He's hit this right-footed. Why was Trafford? I don't know why Trafford was so far off his line in the first place. I'd like to see how far he was off his line. Well, Trafford should be doing better for me. That's not good goalkeeping at all. Blackburn back in the game. They really, really don't deserve to be levelling. One apiece. The Austrian celebrates, but they've not deserved that. They have not deserved that in the slightest. Fireman's third of the season. So it's 1-1 now in the derby. Burnley will feel justifiably aggrieved they've been pulled back. And I don't think they deserve that. Burnley have been far the better team. And Blackburn Rovers have scored a goal, which is great for the neutral. But when you look at the game and the statistics and the way it's gone, it's parity they barely deserved. But it is 1-1. But Burnley must get this disappointment, this setback out of their heads and get back in the clouds. It's still all to play for. They've led once, they can do it again. Trafford with the kick. Jaden Anthony, who's impressed me so far on that left-hand side. Foster chasing for all he's worth. Not a good kick from Pears. Now then, Hannibal. Hannibal tries one. Straight down the throat of Ainsley Pears. And that's a good little comeback from Burnley. Having lost a goal of titanic proportions. Tamely hit from Hannibal, but made the goalkeeper work. That's what you need to do in those situations. So one apiece. But the game, in my opinion, has been dominated by Burnley. They've been far the better team. Worrell and Gahi again. And this time Worrell comes out on top, hooks the ball away towards halfway. Blackburn return it back into the Burnley half. Again, Worrell just slightly wins it. Roberts' body was fouled there, and the referee Harrington agrees. Free kick to Burnley. It's a tough one for Burnley fans to take. I have to say. Burnley have been far better. Look at the stats: 5-3 in their favour, 3-1 on target and shots. They've had more touches in the opposition box, and they've had over 60% possession. How on earth do Blackburn Rovers, on those statistics alone, deserve to be level? Anyway, here's Trafford to Esteve. Burnley are giving as good as they've got, and the fans have just got to stay with it. 1-1, and Blackburn, they don't. I mean, it's a great goal. Don't get me wrong, and I have to say this with gritted teeth, but they don't deserve to be level. They just literally don't deserve to be level on statistics alone. But never mind. Here's Luca Kolyosho. And him and Hannibal just got in each other's way over on the far side. And it will be a throw-in to Blackburn Rovers. Scott Parker knows the importance of this game. One of the managers that have not lost recently against Blackburn Rovers. Eddie Howe came a couple of times to beat them. I think he had a game actually. No, it wasn't. It was Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche was unbeaten, won the last 4 or 5. And then Company did the double 2 years ago. We know here, and 1-0, and they clinched the championship, of course. And oh my goodness, the flag is going to go up. The goal's not going to stand. The goal isn't going to stand. From Dolan, he took the ball in the back of the net. I think the referee's given a free kick to the vast relief of Burnley again. I think Ryan Edges, has he given a free kick to Blackburn, or has he given an offside here? Hard to say. Offside possibly against Hedges. Flag went up straight away. Good decision, linesman, well played. Correct decision from the referees and the officials. Esteve in possession to Joe Worrell. Burnley led through a bullet header from Lyle Foster. Brilliant goal. But then Andy Weimann equalised, and he threatened to do that in the first minute. Let's not forget. And Trafford didn't learn the lesson the first time and didn't learn it the second time. Got badly caught off his line. And as allowed Blackburn back into the match, they barely deserve to be leveling. And I think John Eustace knows that. As Blackburn comes steaming forward again. 3 Burnley defenders in the way that time. Anthony gets it away. Not a good ball, I'm afraid. Shot comes in from a very optimistic 40 yards out from Blackburn, and it's out for a goal kick. It was Aidan Carter with the shot. It's touch and go. Webber, well, I think the wiser. He took his while, it took the time, but he knew he was. I think he was just offside. I think the linesman got it right. Here's Foster now in possession for Burnley. 1-1 is the score. Diaz in possession to Foster. Back to Joe Worrell. Worrell does well, keeps it going. Gets it down the line. Kolyosho goes down. Free kick, says Mr. Harrington. He's had a decent game so far, the Hartlepool referee. Here's Esteve in possession. Here's Jaden Anthony. Now then, can he terrorise again? Needs another good cross from Lucas Perez. It might be a good cross. He nearly found Foster again inside, just by the penalty spot. And another foul there. Esteve absolutely poleaxed there. Why isn't the referee getting the book out for Gaid? It was a stupid challenge. And when I say stupid, I mean stupid. And yes, well done, referee. Must have listened to my calls there. Now then, can Burnley come up with a special? And Gaye, if he's not careful, he might talk himself into having a red card going against him here. Half an hour gone in the derby. Live only on JB Sports. It's one apiece here. Look at this, he's poleaxed him. You can't get away with that. No wonder Esteve was in agony there. So Max Gaye is booked, and quite rightly so, from Mr. Harrington. Can Burnley come up with something special? Perez and Brownell, the two-man committee. I don't think they're going to have a shot. They're going to try and flick it in. Perez with the free kick towards Joe Worrell. Foster is up. Foster there, and it's just gone wide. Another great opportunity for Lyle Foster, and he was so unlucky. Lovely free kick. Worrell got up above everyone else, flicked the ball back, and Foster just couldn't get there. It was a decent header from Lyle, and Lyle Foster just nonning it an inch or two wide of the far post, and a goal kick to Blackburn Rovers. They got away with that a bit there, but Burnley take it over again. One apiece. Can the Burnley fans get themselves behind the team? They've got to. Big game it is. James Trafford will be at fault for the equaliser, I'm afraid. Here's Esteve on the ball now for Burnley. One apiece at Turf Moor. Connor Roberts. Oh, that was very, very lucky from Connor Roberts. That could have been intercepted by Gahi, and that could have been absolute tragedy for Burnley then. As it happens, Kolyosho has possession. Uses Hannibal. I'll tell you what, he looks a lively figure in that midfield area. I think he's a very astute signing from Scott Parker, former Manchester United and Birmingham City player. Blackburn get the throw. Looked to a Burnley throw to me. But it's one each. Here comes the throw, and that's surely a foul on Connor Roberts. Referee Harrington wasn't having any of it. And the ball back to James Trafford. Esteve in possession. Worrell's in possession. Just quickening it up a little bit. Now, don't go on it, Trafford. Boot it away. Oh, my goodness, that was poor, but he got away with it there, Trafford. He's got to learn these mistakes. Burnley just maybe trying to 5 or 6 players for foul there on Foster, and surely another yellow card. Yes, for Mr. Harrington against Lewis Travis. And if he's not careful, he'll talk himself off the field. It's a free kick, Lewis Travis. You cannot get away with that. And now look at that. The two managers having a go. Parker and Eustace. It's kicking off big time here at Turf Moor. Travis with a nasty challenge on Foster. On another day, if this comes to VAR, that could have been a red one. It's all kicking off at Turf Moor. Travis quite rightly booked. Stupid. They should, well, they've made 2 or 3 bad challenges and they're getting booked. No doubt who the dirty team are in this game. Now Tony Harrington's going across to the 2 managers now. Parker and Eustace being called over. And you can understand Scott Parker's frustration. John Eustace, I don't know what he's got to complain about. His captain made an absolute scandalous challenge. No defence for Blackburn Rovers there. As it happens, it's a free kick. We'll bring you some later scores in a minute or two on JB Sports. Meanwhile, we've got a free kick to Burnley for 10 minutes to half time. And Tony Harrington telling the Blackburn players you're more or less than 10 yards back. Get to where I put the vanishing spray, please. Get behind that line. Now then, Josh Brownhill. Another player I've criticised. We'll take the free kick. Chipped in there. Good header from Esteve. But it's cleared away quite easily. Burnley will keep up the pressure now with Hannibal. His cross was charged down low by Gahi. The Clarence game live. The Clarence match live. 107th East Lancashire Derby live. Full commentary of it on JB Sports. Burnley 1, Blackburn Rovers 1. Here's Kolyosho. Look at the pace he's shown there. And his cross surely got a deflection in. It is a corner to Burnley. Now then, can Burnley get their noses in front again? Be a good time to hit Blackburn right where it hurts. Esteve stays up from the back. Tronstad will mark him. Jaden Anthony's in there. Also in there too is Josh Lauren. Worrell's up there too. He's won a few good headers from set plays. Here comes the latest corner towards Worrell to the post. And Foster got handball. The referee said no. It looked handball from first glance. Foster got convinced that was an handball. And all Burnley gave was a throw-in. It was Worrell's header. Or was it Foster? Foster hits the post. Now was a handball. Oh, look at that. It's a clear penalty. His hand is out. That should be a penalty to Burnley. The referee has absolutely made an absolute royal ricket there. That was I'm convinced that was a penalty to Burnley. Foster agreed, quite rightly so. Excuse me. Burnley get the decision, free kick. But should they have had a penalty? Should they have had a penalty? It was a clear handball. His arm is out. And if it had gone to VAR, there is no doubt in my mind that would have been a penalty. We've got no VAR in the Championship. Controversy here at Turf Moor. Kolyosho, it's all kicking off here now. Brownhill to Roberts. He's lost possession. And Burnley could be in trouble, but Joe Worrell and Esteve are both there. And do the simple things right. And make sure there's no more possible danger to come Burnley's way. Well, the last 5 minutes, it's really kicked off here in the derby. The 107th East Lancs derby remains one apiece. But should Burnley have had a clear penalty? In my humble opinion, yes, they should. Cardiff 0, Middlesbrough 0. This is the Championship. And Coventry Norwich 0-0. Free kick to Burnley. Blackpool have equalised against Wickham. That's 1-1. And Rotherham Huddersfield still 0-0. Showing leading Chesterfield 1-0. Free kick taken quickly, incidentally. And Port Vale and Doncaster now deadlocked at 1 each. In the 12 o'clock, Arsenal have taken the lead against Brighton. Kai Havertz on 38 minutes, giving Arsenal the lead. My tip for the Premier League, the lead. Here's Kolyosho. Oh, that was a vicious challenge again, and this time not punished by Mr. Harrington, who hasn't had his finest 5 minutes. So 1-1 is the score. Owen Beck, only signed on Tuesday from Liverpool. Some Debritons, what a way to plunge yourself into a game of this importance. Britain. And away to number 6, Tronstad. Tronstad again takes it on halfway. Good challenge there. Brilliant challenge there by Lauren. Did really well. Foster holding the line superbly. Good skills. Just trying to beat one man too many, but then his determination to get the ball back leads to Josh Brownhill taking possession. He's playing it to Jaden Anthony, who's looked lively. Here's Pires. Cross back. It's behind everybody. Anthony goes in, and it goes deflected off here but behind for a goal kick to Blackburn Rovers. But yeah, credit to Lyle Foster, who's had a super match so far, in my opinion. He's scored one, hit the post, and his determination to succeed up front is being appreciated by everyone around this crowd. He's had a super match. If you want to listen to the Arsenal game, you can do on all the other TCL platforms, on JV Sports. We're the only ones that are bringing you this commentary live. And at the moment, Burnley and Blackburn at 1 apiece. Now, what's the referee going to give here? Oh, look at that play action from Guy. An animal went in there. And I think that's play action of the highest order. It's all kicking off. Hannibal went in there and in every tournament to win the ball. Referee called him over. I hope he doesn't send him off here. And it's all getting a bit unsavoury. Gahi, he's milking it. Oh, it's a disgrace, that decision. I thought Gahi absolutely milked it. Let's have a look. There's nothing in that at all. Gahi has bought the foul and the yellow card by play acting. And he's play acted in the most childish way possible. And I think Hannibal is very, very unlucky. I'm afraid Blackburn Rovers are cheats and villains in that moment there. There's no way in the world that was a yellow card offence. And having seen 2 or 3 replays, nobody can convince me any differently. There's nothing wrong with that challenge. He's made it a lot worse than it already is. He's play acted like a silly little child and has got the opposition player booked. When you do that to a fellow professional, that leaves a bitter taste in the mouth. Just looking at the offside again. It's touch and go whether that was offside really when you look at it, but in my opinion, the linesman got it right. Just about right. If it had gone the other way, I know Burnley fans would have been up in arms about it, but Tony Harrington got it right. And despite what Ryan Hedges might think, the referee's decision is final. Free kick to Blackburn Rovers, for which they utterly don't deserve. And that's due to the play acting of Gahi. He's play acted the whole first half for me. There's the linesman. And the girl. Will be very popular in Burnley with that decision. 2 minutes to half time. Plus any injuries and stoppage time, in fact, 1.5 minutes. Blackburn have a free kick. Gahi off the pitch, but that was not, I don't think he was in that much pain, to be honest. Anyway, free kick comes in towards the penalty area. Esteve jumps. And the ball comes out. And Burnley get the throw. It's been a tough one. It's been an absolute tough game. Burnley have had much the better of the game, and they do not deserve to be dragged level. They should be winning this match by a long way. Burnley will feel aggrieved that they should have had a clear penalty about less than 10 minutes ago. When Foster hit the post, got the rebound, hit the shot against the outstretched arm, that's a clear penalty. Here's Anthony, who's done really well on debut for Burnley today. So far, can he produce another moment of genius? In it goes towards Foster. Just a bit too high for Foster. Not the tallest of men. And that looked a foul there. Referee says play on. No foul against Connor Roberts. Hannibal's got to be careful now. He's been booked. And they'll be targeting him now. Hannibal in there. And he was in there cleanly. And it's all just getting a little bit. Well, they've just got to calm things down here. This was always going to have the potential of being volatile, to say the least. some of the tackles that have been flying in, especially from Blackburn players. Going to be a throw to Burnley. We're into 4 added minutes. I'm not sure where 4 minutes have come from because, well, from a couple of flashpoints, the game's ebbed and flowed very well. Flick on by Worrell, headed away by Blackburn. Gahey to finish it off. And here's Lucas Perez. Can he play the ball in? It's going to take it. Oh, Hannibal nearly got through, and in fact, the decision's gone against him. I didn't think there was a foul in there, unless he's giving it for handball. Be interesting to look at the replay as soon as the TV boys have got that up. It didn't look a foul to me. Might have flagged for offside, possibly. Anyway, 1-1. Ainsley Pears to take the free kick. We played a minute of the 4 at the end of the first half. Brownhill flicks it on. Hannibal's there. Can't go in too hard now because he's on a yellow course. And Hannibal won that fairly, said the referee. He had early eyes on the ball there. Bit up and underish there from Lauren. And then the ball knocked across again from Blackburn and headed away by Worrell. Edges has just stayed onside there. And the ball has been dispossessed from Tyrese Dolan. And that looked a clear foul. The referee allowing it to go on. And it might well be for Burnley's benefit here with Lucas Perez down the left-hand side. Perez turns, pirouettes. And Anthony. Blackburn using the rough stuff here to ruffle Burnley's feathers. Brownhill with a quick throw. Anthony's got him behind again down the left-hand side. Has to track back though. Uses Brownhill. Brownhill strikes. It's a defender and it forced to Gahey. And Gahey loses possession. Fairly, says the referee. Give him the game every chance to flow. Perez is onside. Can he get the crossing though? He can't. Too many blue and white shirts back. Brownhill will try though. Foster's up there. Kolyasha will let it go for a corner. Burnley nearly scored from the last corner. They should have had a penalty after Foster's initial header hit the post. If there's any justice in the world, Burnley have to score from this. All the big men up there, as you'd expect. Worrell's in there. Estevi's in there. Lawrence in there. Kolyasha's on the goalkeeper. Here comes the corner. It's a good one. Up again, Estevi, and he almost got there. And Perez, who took the initial corner, was offside as they tried to get the ball back to him. That's why the attack, in actual fact, broke down. And here is Anthony. What a game he's had so far. That's a good ball. That's a lovely ball spread out to Luka Kolyasha. Now then, have a run at him, he thinks. Kolyasha over the top. Left-footed over the top. He's just running, and then he struck the shot. Unfortunately, not troubling Ainsley Pears in the goal. Look at that. Gets in on that left-hand side, right-hand side. Cuts in. Left foot over. We've played almost for 4 minutes. Certainly Burnley's half for me, even though the scores will probably be level. At this point, we'll take a 10-minute break. In fact, the referee has bolted for half-time. Well, it's been some match, hasn't it? Well, Blackburn did give Burnley a bit of a warning at the start with Andy Vyman trying to chip James Trafford. He put it on the roof of the net, and then Burnley from that moment took over. Scored a brilliant header by Lyle Foster. His first goal of the season. That came on 10 minutes. And then 13 minutes later, Trafford did not learn his lesson. Way off his line for an equalising goal. Vyman chanced his arm from about 30 yards. And it went flying into the top corner of his net. He was about 2, maybe 3 yards too far off his line. And Vyman, you don't give him that sort of opportunity. It's been feisty. Should Burnley have had a clear penalty? It looked as if the arm was out. Nevertheless, Burnley well on top, but have been pulled back by their rivals. Half time here as we take a short break here on the on JB Sports in association with the TCM. It's Burnley 1, Blackburn 1. We'll be back soon. Welcome back to Turf Ball, where we're just, well, I'm trying to calm down. I've just calmed down. We're all just calming down after this. What's been an highly exciting first half. Let me bring you all the other scores before we kick off the second half. So let me just tell you that Arsenal lead Brighton 1-0 at half-time. Kai Havertz with the goal there. Burnley 1, Blackburn Rovers 1. That's the game we're watching. Incidentally, the Arsenal game you can watch on the you can listen to on the TCL with Paul James if you want to listen to that one. Cardiff in the other championship games, Cardiff 0, Middlesbrough 0. These are 12:45, 12:30 kickoffs. Cardiff 0, Middlesbrough 0, and Coventry 0, Norwich 0. In two games early doors, League One, Blackpool 1, Wycombe 1, and Rotherham United and Huddersfield have just kicked off the second half. And in League Two, Gillingham 1, Chesterfield 0 is currently a half-time score, and Port Vale 1, Doncaster Rovers 1 have just begun the second half there. Premier League fixtures, just to remind you, there's 6 games kicking off at 3 o'clock. They are Brentford against Southampton, Everton against Bournemouth, Ipswich take on Fulham, Leicester City against Aston Villa in the Midlands derby, and Nottingham Forest against Wolverhampton Wanderers in another Midlands derby. And then at 5:30, hopefully live on JB Sports for you, West Ham against Manchester City. Scottish Premier League games, they're coming up thick and fast there. 2 FA Cup games and a 5:45 game. Dundee against St Mirren, St Johnstone Motherwell, and then at 5:45, Ross County against Aberdeen. Some FA Cup kickoffs in this one. Let's just look at that Hannibal challenge. He's hardly touched him. Hardly touched him at all. I'm looking at these replays and I'm thinking here, has Gahi made an absolute meal of it there? I mean, he's touched him, but Gahi has no need to make a big deal of it. No way in the world that is a foul or a nasty challenge. Never mind. There you go in the second half as the game gets underway. So just to remind you, both teams unchanged from the in the first half. As Kolyasho now takes the ball. And we'll reconvene the teams with you in just a second as Kolyasho fouls his man. It is a free kick to Blackburn Rovers, to be fair. Just to remind you of the teams, Trafford, Perez, Stefe, Worrell, Roberts. And it's Kolyasho, Brownhill the captain, Josh Lauren, Jaden Anthony, Annabelle and Foster. Blackburn Rovers, Ainsley Pears in goal, Beck, Hyan, Carter and Britton the back four. Then it's Tronstad, Travis, Hedges, Dolan and Fireman with Gahi up front. Referee Tony Harrington from Teesside. From Hartlepool. Ainsley Pears with the free kick. Right footed, just to the left of the penalty area. Burnley attacking the cricket field end where the Blackburn supporters are based. And a few Burnley ones too. So some people will think the game's evenly poised. I think Burnley have been much the better team. Blackburn do not deserve to be level in this at all. Here's Gahi. Again, the referee allowing advantage, and that might work out favourably for Blackburn Rovers. Cross comes in. That's going to be easy for Worrell to get clear. Oh, the shot comes back. That was dangerous. It's Callum Britton with the shot that was just to the right of centre outside, just to the right of D. Touching goal. No, just onside, I think. Worrell just played him on there. Cross came back. Worrell with half a clearance, and then Britton in it well wide. But Blackburn on top at the start. This is a little bit of a worry for Burnley, and Esteve getting away. Burnley making a bit of a shaky start. They did that in the first half and then grew into the game. And they've got to give the Blackburn a free kick here. Aaron Hyam. Burnley should have had a clear penalty in the first half. The defender had his arms very stretched by his side. I don't care whether it's 2 metres out or 25 metres out. If your arm is out, that's a penalty. It's so disappointing when a decision like that goes against you. Here's Worrell for Burnley. Burnley have made all the running, but yet find themselves undeservedly level. They should be winning the game. Yellow card, it had to be against Callum Britton. Professional foul of the highest order. Tony Harrington did not have any other option but to book Britton for that. That was stupid. Anthony getting away from him. Britton with rolling the wood on him. A free kick. It's away right-footed by James Trafford. Flicked on by Hannibal. Two dreadlocks players in the Burnley side. Hannibal in the centre of midfield. Handball there against Gahi. Free kick to Burnley. And he's taking his time to get back 10 yards. Or not allow Burnley to take the quick free kick. He succeeded in his move. But they've given the ball away cheaply here, Blackburn. And look at that from Britton. Now that is impeding an opponent. Referee should be picking up on that. Here's Lyle Foster from the throw-in. Gets it out to the far side now. Koleosho, take your man on. Beat him for pace. Here he goes. Goes back inside. The cross is a poor one though from Koleosho. He will get possibly a second bite at the cherry, but he's surrounded by two Blackburn defenders. And they win over the end. It was always going to be inevitable with two opposition players onto the one claret. That looked out of the play. And in fact it was, says Mr. Harrington. Free kick. So 1-1. Roberts with the throw to Foster. And Foster's lost it. And this could be problems. This could be problems. Foster in his attempts to get back is going to give a free kick away. And I've got a funny feeling it's going to be a yellow card too for Lyle Foster. Tony Harrington. Tony Harrington, I'm afraid. I don't think he's booked Foster, has he? It's not been confirmed on my screen. It's not been confirmed on my screen. Anyway. 5 minutes gone in the second half. One apiece. Hannibal winning possession and getting Burnley on their way. That's just asking a lot of Koleosho, I'm afraid. He's a facey lad, Koleosho, but the ball from Josh Lauren was just a little bit overhit, perhaps, possibly, and there was always going to be that. There's always going to be that problem, but it's brought to Burnley. Conor Roberts to take, not a spare seat in the house. White hot day, white hot atmosphere. Roberts with the long throw. Has to go up the slope here. Click on, almost there by Worrell. And they appeal handball again. And that again looked a clear handball, but Mr. Harrington saw nothing wrong. Hannibal. He went down. Referee allowing it to go on, but sure he was unfairly muscled out, and Blackburn getting away with murder again. That looked a clear handball. And there'll be a riot here if Blackburn score down the upper end, and they might do here now. And it's saved by the goalkeeper. The ball going back, and it's kicked off the line. I think goalkeeper recovered. But all hell would have been let loose if Blackburn had scored down the other end, because it looked a clear and obvious handball. And Tony Harrington, in his infinite wisdom, did not spot it. How on earth can you? Tony Harrington, less than 10 yards away, did not spot a clear handball in the area. And Burnley nearly paid the price for the referee there. This is Dolan who had the opportunity. Dolan chips the ball in. Worrell's got to be wary, and he was. Roberts. Burnley can't afford to be too casual. At times they have been caught in no man's land. Hannibal. Oh, that's a foul. That's got to be a booking, surely, for Carter. He has to go in the book. Hannibal was taken out quite comprehensively. And the Blackburn bookings start mounting up again. Stupid challenge there. There was no need for it. Went right through the back of Hannibal. He won the ball. And he was quite crudely taken out. Carter gets his second booking of the season, and a deserved one too. 53 gone. Burnley 1, Blackburn 1. Burnley should be winning this game, without a shadow of a doubt. And they would have been all hell let loose if they'd have scored here through Dolan. Foster did well. Well, it was Connor Roberts who inadvertently nearly put in his own goal. Good save initially from Trafford with the legs, and then he almost got in Esteve's way as well when he making that other save. But this was the penalty appeal. Look, Hedges, clear handball, comes off his arm. It's a penalty. Burnley have had 2 clear handballs not given. How can Tony Harrington, from less than 10 yards away, not spot that? Preposterous in the extreme. We'll keep you updated. If you want to listen to Arsenal, you can do via Storm FM, TC Hub 2, and Focus on Football. Here on JB Sports, you've got the 107th Lancashire Derby with me, JB. Burnley 1, Blackburn Rovers 1. And it's a good game, but Burnley should be winning it. For my money, Anthony to Hannibal. Here is Anthony again. Hannibal round the corner. Won the ball. Perez. Back to Esteve. Midway inside the Blackburn half. Burnley toying with Blackburn, trying to pull them from one side to the other. Now then, have a run. Oh, look at that. He's clearly been pushed over. And Tony Harrington again. Good position. 15 yards away. Didn't spot it neither. The referee sloppy. Sloppy in the extreme. There was a clear push on Kolyosho. And for whatever reason, the referee just didn't want to know. Anyway, here's Esteve. 10 minutes of the second half played. How is this game at 1-1? Burnley should be winning this by a canter. Burnley have tried to play the football. Blackburn have come literally to use force. And Kolyosho again, skillful play. And then the ball knocked out of play by Ryan Hedges. But it'll be a throw to Burnley. Roberts to take it. Kolyosho has had a marvellous match. Can Burnley force themselves to win this game? It's there for them to win it today. Given away. Not a good ball. But Burnley win the ball back, and Josh Brownell, no nonsense. He's had a good performance today, given his fair dues. I've criticised him a lot in the past. Here's Kolyosho. The attitude shown by these Burnley players, even at 1-1, is good. Kolyosho, left-hand side, into Brownell. Brownell looking to play a cute pass, which was never on. But he's got the ball around at the second time of asking. But Burnley, hooked by Crook, keep possession. Now then, Connor Roberts, what's your crossing like? Not very good, I'm afraid, because it went into no man's land. There were 6 Blackburn defenders, but not really 2 Burnley defenders in there. Esteve had to shove his man to the ground. Possibly will pick up a yellow card. Oh, that's ridiculous from Guy. That's ridiculous. If you're going to show an imaginary yellow card, you're going to be sent off. And the referee had no choice at all to send off Guy. You do not go around waving imaginary yellow cards. And I have got little or no sympathy with it. It's absolutely ridiculous. The referee had lost patience there. You can't go as a player and referee a match like that. Yes, you can be frustrated with the decision. Estevie did point down, but when you start showing imaginary yellow cards, that's automatically blatant dissent. Look at that. You can't do that. I'm just looking at that. It's a red card. That's a red card. And Tony Harrington, I think, was quite right. And he's still disputing the decision. He's not going to change his mind, the referee. And Max Tagay leaves the field in disgrace. And that just shows the tactics, the bully boy tactics that Blackburn came here with. They knew they weren't going to be as skillful as Burnley. But when your tactics are that, and you're play acting and cheating and all sorts, like he's done today, then and I've got very, very limited sympathy or no sympathy with him whatsoever. And the Burnley fans making it clear that they're not happy too. He can smile, he can feel aggrieved, but when you start gesturing imaginary yellow cards like that, I'm sorry, there is just no defence to that. And the Burnley fans quite rightly giving him a bit of stick. Because you can't do that. You just cannot do that in the goddamn game. He's gone are the days where, yes, you can be just, Blackburn have a free kick. I don't know if Estevie got booked in all of this. But anyway, that'll get confirmed at some point. But the Blackburn are down to 10, quite rightly so. The 2 yellow cards were right. And now it's Burnley's to win. They've got that numerical advantage. And they have to try and win it against 10 men. And they've got to. And what's more is that it's also nullified the attacking options for Blackburn Rovers. In doing that, it's helped in a great way, really, because that now it just helps. It just really helps at the moment because what we're saying is what we're saying is now Burnley have got to go in there. I don't know whether use a substitute here, use this, but one thing's for sure, Burnley are in the ascendancy. That's a foul on Brownhill. And because of the Blackburn yellow cards totted up now, they've got to be careful. Weimann has to be careful as well. Still a challenge by the Austrian. And he knows it. We know his complaints are falling on deaf ears. Another play. Burnley playing against 10 men Blackburn Rovers. How they're level at 1-1 is a mystery. It's Burnley's game here now to win. It's up to them now to dictate the play, toy Blackburn about, and go for the winner. Blackburn's main striker sent off for 2 petulant yellow cards. Jayden Anthony. Again, the first challenges from Blackburn coming in. Burnley have been prepared to play the football. Blackburn have only been in it for one thing, to use force. They're not prepared to go toe-to-toe with the football, which is sad, really. There's always one team that will blatantly use force. And again, Trafford been trying to be caught off his line by Weimann. Well, it was Ryan Hedges rather this time. Trying to go with a left-footed shot. Right. We've had so much going on in the other game. Brighton have equalised at João Pedro on 58 minutes with the equaliser. Arsenal 1, Brighton 1. That's live on TCL for you now. You fancy listening to that one? If you don't, Coventry 0, Norwich 1. Sainz scored after 49 minutes in that one. And Middlesbrough ahead at Cardiff. Clark, 55 minutes. Not looking good for Cardiff, is it? Still 1-1 between Blackpool and Wickham. As the ball is knocked into the Blackburn penalty area. It's knocked out again. Worrell picks up the loose ball. Rotherham 0, Huddersfield 0 is another later score. We're bringing the League Two scores. There's been an extra couple of goals for Donny Rovers. In fact, Doncaster Rovers now lead 3-0. Couple for Bowling. Billy Sharp got the other. Cloydesdale scored for Port Vale. Gillingham 1 up. Still 1 up, but they've had a man sent off there. So that's the latest from all the other 12:30 kickoffs. In this one, it's still 1 apiece. Here's Lyle Foster, but he was against 3 Blackburn defenders to be fair. And it was well policed there for throwing, I think, to Burnley. And all the 18-yard box of Blackburn Rovers. 1 apiece. Foster for Burnley. Fireman for Blackburn. But Gahi has been sent off for 2 petulant yellow cards. This is the first yellow card. Stupid challenge, really. Absolutely stupid. And then the second yellow card. It's a foul by Stevie. I think we can all agree on that. But the way he reacted, and when you show an imaginary yellow card, you run the risk, and he's got no complaints. He should have no complaints at all, because that, I'm afraid, is inexcusable. Kolyasha now down the left-hand side. Cross coming in. And Burnley now going for the kill. But not like that, giving away a silly 3 kick. Hannibal's got to watch his step, otherwise he could be off too. Hannibal, just shut up. Just remember, you're on a yellow card. There was a clear foul on Hedges. I don't think there's any doubt. Well, maybe not. Not much of a push, I must admit. He's been not making himself very popular in these parts. And they had to make a change at some point here with the red card coming their way. Fireman going off. Just catches Trafford slightly off his line, and that's all he needed to do. It's a decent goal, but they haven't deserved to be lower in this game. I'm sorry, they just haven't. Take nothing away from the strike by Fireman, but that was never they don't deserve to be lower anyway. Oshaki is on. Japanese international, his first taste of the derby. Let's hope it's a poor taste for him from the Burnley fans' point of view. 25 minutes to play on JB Sports. Blackburn 1, Burnley 1 rather, Blackburn Rovers 1. Burnley putting a 14-year unbeaten record in this derby on the line today. And they've got a man advantage. Gahi sent off for 2 stupid yellow cards. Hannibal goes down. And now then, what more trouble? Going to be more trouble here. Another yellow card going to be shown. And Blackburn Rovers are running the risk here. The yellow card count totted up all the time here in this one match. Hedges is the latest one in the book. And if he argues anymore, he might get the red one. Travis is down injured. I don't know what for. It's all kicked off here. It's all kicked off here. This is one of the fiercest derbies, not just in English football, but in Welsh football. That was a silly challenge from Hedges. There's no defence there. It's a clear foul on Connor Roberts. You can't go around and do that. They've just been terrible all day with the tackles. And if they're not careful, they're going to go down to 9 men and beyond possibly, because the yellow card count has been totted up and totting up all the way through this. It boggles the mind. Burnley in possession. Hedges is booked. And another foul there with 67 minutes gone. How many more are we going to see of these? And Kolyosho got booked as well in an earlier ball there. I'm not sure what for, but he has been booked. Who joins Hannibal have been a booking. Here he is now, the aforementioned Kolyosho. He's got to watch his step now. That's not a good ball from him when in possession. But he does well. He wins it back by help from Joe Worrell. He went down there. The referee, not sure that was going to be a foul. He's giving it the other way. He's giving it for Blackburn Rovers. This derby match is taking on more importance than it needs to now. Tensions running high. The crowd going mad. Baying for blood. It still remains 1-1. But I tell you what, Burnley have given everything you could possibly want. And that one cannot argue with. Ball knocked in. That should be the goalkeeper's in it. James Trafford taking the ball there. Burnley attacking the goal to my right. They're attacking the quicker field. And I know they'd love to put one in there in front of the Blackburn fans. Here's Anthony. He's just been a bit quiet this second half. Might line up in the last 20 minutes. Foster, who's had a decent match himself, in line for man in the match, does well to get it into the penalty area. Anthony couldn't reach it. And it looks like it's going to be a backs to the wall job now for Blackburn. You think? 1-0 to Middlesbrough, 1-0 to Norwich elsewhere. 1-1, the last we heard at the Emirates Stadium. And that's still the case with 20 minutes to go in that one. Well, just over 20 minutes to go in this one. 21 minutes to go plus injury time. Kolyosho with the cross. Or rather Hannibal with the cross. It wasn't a good one anyway, regardless of who it was. Esteve winning the punch there against coming with one him on there. Ozaki, yes, we do have him. Shot comes in from Brownhill from 25 yards. It's well wide of goal. He says he's got a deflection. Referee does not agree. We'll see a change now for Burnley. It's going to be number 7, Jeremy Sarmiento, whose introduction to Burnley was quite a funny one, really, because he was presumably communicating with Jeremy Clarkson yesterday on the announcement video. Quite funny, really. Oh, well, Hannibal, he's done well. He's done very well. Very unlucky to see yellow in the first half. And a good reception from his new adoring fans, signed for something like £8 million from Manchester United earlier this week. It's a smart buy from Scott Parker. Sarmiento, onward from Brighton, won promotion with Ipswich last season. Who knows what it takes to get promotion. Ipswich finished in the top 2, you may recall. They play at home to Fulham in just over an hour's time. Apologies for the loss of sound. Burnley having a lot of the play, but just not making anything stick with it. Fans have really got to stick with it now. The ball is tossed in there again, and chest down by Warren, and they are a very optimistic effort there from Josh Brownhill. Doesn't score many goals from that sort of range. When he does, and they connect, boy, do they fly in. So 18 to play. Blackburn making a change themselves. course, we'll stay with you until about 3. Get Scott Parker after the game as well. Both sides can use up to 5 substitutes from 8 nominated. Ryan Edges has been replaced by Lewis Baker. Welshman off, Englishman on. Kick then taken by Ainsley Pears. One apiece for the 107th East Lancashire Derby. Remember, going into this game, Burnley have 44 wins from 106 played. Blackburn have 41 and 21 draws. As it stands, the draws count looks like being the other one. And another foul there. Ridiculous. Shoved Perez to the floor there. Stupid, really. From Lewis Travis. Absolutely stupid. He's one of the players already booked. It's been like World War III out there today. It really has. Stevie wins the throw. Perez will take the throw. Midway inside his own half. Burnley 1. 10-man Blackburn Rovers 1. Worrell. Burnley doing all they can now. And they're doing well. Here's Lauren. How they're still in one. How they're level deadlocked at 1-1, I'll not know. Lauren plays a lovely ball. Colliacho, if he stays onside, didn't take the ball down nicely as he thought he would have done. Foster with a lovely flick to Brownhill. And this is lovely play. Anthony. Good ball. Perez, can he get it across? Corner given. Corner given. Can Burnley do it? They've got just over a quarter of an hour to play. Can they score the goal that will send their fans into complete delirium? Worrell up from the back. What a time it would be for him to get his first Burnley goal. It would be just absolutely amazing. Here comes the corner towards Worrell. It's headed up, but not very far. Bit up and under, a bit like a Gary Owen, as they used to say in the old rugby days. Here's Perez now for Burnley. That's a decent cross. Foster can get his head on it. I think he's trying to use his hand. Referee plays on, and Burnley get another corner. He didn't touch his hand, but he did have his hand up, to be fair to Lyle Foster. It would have been daft if he'd connected with the hand there. Connor Roberts, in fact, is going to take the throw. It's not a throw, it's a corner. What's a corner from first glance, I must say. Anyway, here's the throw. In it goes. Worrell is up. Comes out to Esteve. And here's Lyle Foster. A bit of a deeper position for him this time. In comes the cross. Blackburn have got sufficient numbers back. Remember, they're a man-like Blackburn Rovers. And that's a foul by Lyle Foster, I'm afraid, on Izaki again. No need to make a meal of it. Probably going to be a booking for Lyle, I'm afraid. It is. So booking for Lyle Foster. Has been confirmed as a booking. Needs a pass to take the free kick then. Long and dangerous into the midst. Burnley deal with that very, very well. Blackburn win the ball back. Burnley get the throw. Far side. Less than a quarter of an hour to play. We've got about, 13 minutes plus any injury or stoppage time to be played. And who knows what might happen. One moment of genius from Burnley. could win them this derby match. Just dashed a lot there of Sarmiento. Signed on a season-long loan from Brighton and Hove Albion. But they are looking for this winner. And if they get this winner, they'll be dancing in the streets of the turf tonight. Here is Lauren. Lauren ball, asking a lot of Coriacho. He's not going to reach it, but Burnley will get the next best thing, get the throw, and start bringing the big man up again. White Rasley lose it for Connor Roberts. Lauren, can he get a goal in? It's Brownell. He's inside the area, but the ball just ran away from him. Did well to tackle back, but at the expense of a goal kick. Or is it a corner? It's a corner. Must have come off back last. The Liverpool loanee. So a corner kick to Burnley. 12 to play, plus injury time. Can Burnley score? Worrell up from the back. Esteri up from the back. Coriacho's there too. What's your delivery like, Lucas Perez? It needs to be a better delivery. Perez with the corner. In towards the near post. It's well dealt with. Perez will get a second bite for another corner. Burnley must be in double figures in corners. They go short this time. Perez with the cross. Foster was lurking. Burnley, Blackburn rather get it away. Brownhill with another header back into the mix. Burnley winning first and second balls at well. Anthony, who's had a fine match. Coriacho just gone up to the balls, the far side, the left-hand side. Burnley asking all the questions. But the ball's being pinged back at them by Blackburn defenders. Now then, can Anthony again? Oh, he's got through! He's broken through! Oh, just for a moment, he still might be. Brownhill slipped as he took the attempted shot. And the ball runs for another Burnley throw. When it could have been so much more for Burnley. They're looking for this winner. And Manuel Benson is going to come on. Jay Rodriguez, the hometown boy, is going to come on. This man scored the winner when the last time these two sides met, and it won them the championship. It won them the title. Could lightning strike twice in this game? Jay Rodriguez, maybe 34 now, but he'll have that hunger. Coriacho and Lauren off. Benson and Rodriguez on. Scott Parker has to go for it now. Attacking subs. What you want to see as a home supporter. Worrell in possession, midway inside the Blackburn half. Wouldn't it be brilliant if Rodriguez got the winner? Now then, Benson, what's your first contribution going to be like? Just a nice little ball back to Worrell. Oh, he asked a lot of Esteve, and Burnley could be in trouble. Because they're on, and it's Okazaki on the far side, and Esteve got back in time. Goal kick given. And Esteve has injured himself in the process. Hope he's going to be okay, but it was a very poor ball for Worrell, and Esteve got a bit of the ball. I'm just hoping it's not a hamstring, because the last thing Burnley need is one of their best centre-backs out, and he's had a fine match. We're now at the 81-minute mark. We're now at the 81-minute mark. It remains 1-1 here. "81 minutes, 1-1. Roberts for Burnley. Looking to win it. Right at the end now. Benson. Have a whip your man. Benson challenged there. Fairly said the referee looked a foul on Benson. But he looks good, keen and hungry. An aimless ball towards James Trafford. There's been a virtual spectator at the Jimmy McElroy end. Here's Connor Roberts inside the Blackburn half, attacking the cricket field end away to my right. This is Benson for Burnley. Sarmiento, Foster, Sarmiento again. Benson again on the right. Now then, whip your man, Sarmiento. Burnley looking to get 2 on the flanks to complement Blackburn doubling up on them. They've got a corner, or have they? No, goal kick given. Blackburn player injured. Will be down to 10 men from the 58th minute. And we're going to see CJ Egan Riley going to run. I don't think he's going to last the whole 90. The truth be told, so Scott Parker sensibly just taking it easy. Like they like, right for like. Stebe can't continue, but gets a hug of appreciation from his manager, which is good to see now then. CJ Egan Riley can make himself a bit of a hero. Him and Worrell have to be very careful. This is Burnley's to try and win, and it's pairs with the right foot. Long kick up the field. Up goal the heads, and it's a Burnley one it reaches. And it's Jaden Anthony now, up on the left-hand side. Anthony now towards the box. There are 4 in the middle of Corridor move. If Anthony can get his head up. He does in the end, but he wins a corner. Must be in double figures for corners now. Got to be. Oh, we're going to see a load of ruction here at Turport. Here comes the corner. In it goes. Foster's up. Waller went down. I'm not sure there was a foul in there. Ball's up in there. And the goalkeeper pairs having to come off limits. And he got a good fist on that. It's a Burnley throw. Ainsley Pears could not take that chance. Here's Roberts for Burnley from the throw. Benson who took the throw. Now then, run it your man, Benson. That's a decent cross if he can find Rodriguez. Just too high for J-Rod inside the penalty area. But Burnley could be caught out. But Brownhill won possession and he won it well. And Brownhill again, no holds barred, but he's lost possession. And now it's 3 against 3. And here's Travis for Blackburn. This could be dangerous for Burnley. It's Lewis Travis for Blackburn. And this is trouble. Shot comes in, well held. And in the end, it was no more than a poor effort there. But never mind, it's Burnley now on the break with Anthony. The ball back across. It's been one of those days where you've just got to just sort of. Benson wins the corner. Does he? Yes, he does. What a finish to this game. What a finish. Still whilst the 1 Brighton 0. They're coming up to 88 minutes in that one, incidentally. So another corner. It was Baker who made the run. I didn't actually write him down on my list anyway. Baker was the one who had the shot in the end. And that's another potential penalty there, possibly against Carter, was it? Had a Pittsburgh shirt. Seen those given. Anyway, Burnley have another corner. Benson goes short, gets it back from Brownhill. That's to tease the defender in front of him. Cross comes in. It's a good one from Sarmiento, and it was just nodded away at the very last. 4 minutes to go. Here's Brownhill. Sarmiento, 25 from goal. Are we going to see something very, very special from Burnley in the next 4 minutes? It's Manuel Benson. Benson teasing his man. Oh, dear me, that was so wasteful from Manuel Benson. He hits it wide, not so handsome into the Blackburn fans. Goal kick given. It's been lovely to watch football again from Scott Parker's side. It really has. The truth is, they just haven't been able to break down this Blackburn defence. Surely there's got to be one last twist of the tail. Still Burnley's to lose, and still Burnley's to potentially win. 4 Blackburn players on yellow cards. The 3 of them still on the field that have got yellow cards. Carter, Patet, Britton and Travis. As you know, he got sent off in 57 minutes. And Hedges, another one of the bookers. And booked, replaced by Lewis Baker. It looked so good for Burnley on 10 minutes. Cross came in. Lyle Foster, bullet head at 1-0. And then this equalising goal. He's setting it up. It's a good goal, but questions have to be asked to the goalkeeper. Barron, since then, has been substituted and can do no more. Well, we're going to see another Blackburn substitution. Britton is off under the yellow cards. And Leo Drew is now on. Englishman for Englishman. Bears with the kick. Right footed. Over the halfway line it goes. Headed back by the Japanese star Ozaki. Burnt it away again by the goalkeeper. Again up to the head. It was Joe Worrell for not the first time winning it for Burnley. Burnley have played so well. And if they only get a point out of this, it will be scant reward. Well, it's been a noble effort from them today. Here's Roberts for Burnley. Sarmiento for Burnley. Good play. Now Benson. Right hand side. Infield to Roberts. We're into the final minute of normal time. All eyes will be on Will Finney, the 4th official, to see how long there's going to be. I'm hoping there'll be 4 or 5. That's my hope anyway. No word. And Worrell had to scamper there, and he might get Anthony on his way. Anthony surrounded by 2 Blackburn defenders. He's gone well, it's gone down! No! Another penalty waved away. Referee not prepared to give Burnley the benefit of the doubt there. Anthony went down. Looked like he was fouled, but no. I'd have to see a replay to get a clear view. But from the first glance, he looked a penalty. That looks like a sharp ball on Foster on the near side. Benson. Benson's cross. They're all queuing up. Jay Rodriguez was there. So too was Pears. And away will come Darius Dolan for Blackburn. 7 added minutes now. We're playing the 90. There's 7 to play. And a slip from E.J. Riley. Egan Riley slipped. And now there could be a problem. But E.J. Riley gets back and does really well. He did really well there. He slipped initially. Got Ozaki in. And Ozaki just couldn't take advantage. Blackburn won a cheap free kick. There was a mistake by Egan Riley. He just slipped. Now, was this a penalty? I mean, look at that. That's a penalty. And Burnley can feel aggrieved that they've not had 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 clear penalties not given. Be interesting to see what Scott Parker makes of it afterwards. But in my opinion, Burnley should have had at least 2 of the 4 penalties given. We may not have had. I don't think we've heard the last of that. Burnley get possession in their own corner flag. But they're pinned back by Blackburn, the 10 men. It's a game of cat and mouse for the next 6 minutes. Who's going to win the game, or will it end a draw? Hiram to Carter. Everybody hoping it's going to be their team. Let's hope it's Burnley that come out on top. Benson trying to turn away from his man. Benson goes down. Burnley throw. Near side. Was it a free kick? It's given a free kick, Tony Harrington. Roberts gets on with it, but it has to go back to Worrell. We're into what Sir Alex Ferguson would say, squeaky bum time now. Here's Brownhill inside the centre circle, inside the Blackburn half. Burnley going for it now. It's Manuel Benson. Can he run in his man? Have a run in him, Benson. Have a run in it. Fresh legs from the bench. Cross is just too deep, though. Anthony will keep it alive for Burnley. Dolan tracking with him all the way. Here's Brownhill. Back inside. Here's Egan Riley. Can't make the same mistake twice. He didn't slip that time. Found Worrell. Now Benson. Benson. Can he work a bit of his magic like he did at Ewood Park 2 years ago? Here's Worrell again. Out to Benson. The crowd expecting. Here's Benson. His shirt was surely being tugged. A free kick to Burnley in a very, very promising position. And what odds now would you have on a Benson winner at this stage? Brownhill's there too. Burnley consents it now with 3 minutes of stoppage time gone. It's been a game that has had everything in it. And it's still going on. We'll bring you the full-time scores elsewhere as soon as this game's over with. Pear's making sure his wall is built. Roberts is there too. Looks like it's Benson the favourite. Could whip it in, I think. Referee not happy. There's pushing and shoving going on as a Blackburn player gone down there. Jimmy was trying to waste a bit of time. It's like Lewis Travis to me. It is the captain. But Benson or Roberts? It's going to be Benson. Benson! Oh, he whipped it with too much bend. I think the cross would have been a far better option. And there's 3 of the 7 minutes still left to play. Wasteful, really, from Manuel Benson. Tension is unpalpable. Some fans there I can see smiling, but there's nothing really to smile about. They've contributed absolutely nothing in terms of actual football to this game. And yet they're going to take a point which they fairly deserve. Burnley fans frustrated. Players taking his royal time over that goal kick, by the way, about 25 seconds, but he wasn't booked for any of that. There'd been strange traffic, but it would have been overput. In fact, he was booked. But here's Dolan for Burnley, for Blackburn. This could be dangerous. And he might still break here for Travis, and he's hit it over the bar. And Burnley there just a little all over the place. And now what's going on here? Now what's the referee done here? I think he's booked Egan Riley. I think a foul has been given. It was his mistake initially. It played on. And Egan Riley made the challenge there. And that's what happened. I didn't see it initially. I didn't see the replay. It was a foul. But the referee did play an advantage. And Lewis Travis, with his right foot, could have sunk Burnley there. And on the day, it would have been undeserved. It was a foul. Don't get me wrong, but so Egan Riley, the latest one in the book. We've played 6 of the 7 minutes. Can Burnley snatch a late goal? Player of the match, I'm going to give it Lyle Foster. Great goal. Terrific header. What put Burnley ahead. Lyle Foster's our player of the match. Here's I'll tell you a reason why after the game. Here's Benson. Surely he was pulled there, and that's a silly challenge by Beck. 30 seconds to play. Benson is injured. He looks injured, but hard to tell. Free kick. Roberts with it. Can Burnley snatch a late goal here and send the Burnley supporters home happy? Benson is absolutely riding around in agony, but Burnley have run out of substitutes. And Benson's going to have to go off the field, which is a blow for them. It was a silly free kick from Blackburn Rovers. They've been absolutely dirty all day. Here comes Worrell. The ball knocked in, and what's the referee giving here? A shirt pull on the edge of the box to Burnley. Benton is in agony down below me. Meanwhile, the free kick was not taken quickly, and Foster involved. And now, what's going on here? It's Lewis Travis involved again. Foster's gone down in a complete heap, and it's all kicked off here at the end of this game. And surely there must be a red card for Lewis Travis. Tony Harrington's got to get in there and sort it out. Foster's gone down in a real heap here, and Blackburn Rovers are not winning many points here this afternoon. They have been tedious, they've been dirty from the word go. Josh Brownell, I don't know if the referee's planned for the end. James Trafford has gone down the other end of the field. They're still playing, and Trafford's down the other end of the field. He's trying to sort one or two things out. Get back towards your goal, James Trafford, just in case it all goes wrong. So the free kick will be retaken. We're playing, a minute and a half over the 7. High drama here at Turf Moor. Benton off the field. James Trafford marshalling him. It's been one of those days. The free kick. Josh Brownhill. What a moment for him this could be. If he scores here, the roof will come off the ground, and it will be the last kick of the game. It's Josh Brownhill. Oh, it's terrible. It's a terrible effort, and he knows he should have done better, and that could be that. And Blackburn are going to get a point. They barely deserve. They do not deserve to have drawn the game today. The final whistle has gone. I've thrown my notes down in disgust. And their tactics today, Blackburn, as far as I'm concerned, have won very little friends with me. Certainly with me as far as I'm concerned, because they came here and they came there with the intentions of being dirty, play acting, and I'm afraid they come out of this with very little credit. They get a point, but it's a point they do not deserve. They've celebrated it as if they've won it, but to me, they've won very little friends as far as I'm concerned. The amount of dirtiness in their play was disgusting. Their fans can celebrate, but they do not deserve a point on the balance of the play. Burnley should have had all 3 and should have had at least 2 penalties. Lewis Travis was very lucky not to be sent off. He was sent off after 57 minutes. We'll get into the with Scott Parker before the finish here, but I'm afraid Burnley have been denied 2 points by some very, very poor officiating from Tony Harrington. They were the better team by an absolute street, and the Burnley fans applauding them off the field, and quite rightly so, because they never could have counted themselves today. From 1 to 11, the old 1 to 11, Burnley were miles the better team, and they were the only ones trying to play football. And Blackburn are acting as if they've won the FA Cup, which isn't going down too well in these parts right now, I can tell you. John Eustace would do well to get his players off, because his side have been a disgrace. His side have played disgracefully to get a point today. They barely deserve. They had 2 shots in the entire match, and Scott Parker's team had double that amount. They definitely had about 15 corners in the match, and should have had at least 2 handballs given in their favour, at least 2 penalties. And maybe there'll be agreements with Tony Harrington, but Burnley, they're the ones that should get the credit for me, because to a man they were superb. From the goalkeeper down, yes, the goalkeeper will be considered at fault for the equaliser. There's no doubt about that. Trafford was caught badly off his line. Having said that, though, when he was needed in the second half, Trafford, he made a very, very good save. In fact, he made 2 very good saves in the same attack. But apart from that, Blackburn Rovers offered absolutely diddly squat. And they come away with a point. they barely deserved. And they can walk off smiles, but they've been second best today and they know it. Scott Parker's team will feel rightfully aggrieved that at least 2 penalties should have been given in their favour. And I believe that too. But Burnley, if there was to be points, if this was a boxing match, they'd have won by a long way on points. The other scoreline is incidentally Cardiff 0, Middlesbrough 2, Coventry 0, Norwich 1. We're going to stay with it. We're going to stay till the end now. But we're going to take a couple of minutes break. And then after that break, we're going to hear, hopefully, from Scott Parker. Full time here. Burnley 1, Blackburn Rovers 1. Welcome back to Turf Moor, where the fans have dispersed, apart from a pocket of Blackburn Rovers fans. They're just starting their warm down. So it's finished here. Burnley 1, Blackburn Rovers 0. And that's why we're a bit more quieter than before. Everything's calmed down a touch. But, yeah, the fallout from this game will be a lot to be wary of. But at the end of the day, it's a draw. And possibly Blackburn should have been down to 9 men. Some of their fouling and cheating was a lot to be desired. They're absolutely. We're not going to show any Blackburn Rovers interviews because we're pro Burnley, so I'm not even going to go there. I'll be interested to see who've got man of the match. Well, Owen Beck's been interviewed, but I'm not going to spend much time with them. But if they've given it to a Rovers player, man of the match, then I think that absolutely disgusting. I think it's disgusting why one of them has been chosen man of the match. It's a disgrace. I mean, I'm sorry, Andy Vyman player of the match? No, not for me, he wasn't. No way was he player of the match. No way was he player of the match by any means. It's a disgrace, really. It's an absolute disgrace. But there you go. It's that's just how things are. Unfortunately, it's sad, but his goal was a good goal, but not worthy of winning a player of the match. I'm sorry. Our player of the match, man of the match, JBMOTM, is going to go for Lyle Foster. As we're pro Burnley, we have to give it to a Burnley player. I'm not prepared to give a Blackburn Rovers player, whether I'm a commentator or not, man in the match, because there was nobody there that stood out for me in their shirt. But Lyle Foster, I thought he did really well. Led the line, played really well. He's the real man in the match, Lyle Foster. He certainly, I thought he played really well, led the line well. Credible mentions to Jayden Anthony, who had a great match. But no way in the world did a Blackburn Rovers player deserve to win. You know, it's a joke. But I'm sorry. But when you give a man in a match to a player who's gone out there, cheated, and tried to con the referee every time, I'm sorry, but you can't. You don't get my respect. If Blackburn had come out there and outplayed Burnley, then yeah, fair enough, kudos to them. But unfortunately, they came here with only one intention, and they can laugh and they can celebrate. I mean, if they're going to get a point out of that, then they're truly horrible people, I'm afraid. You know, I just honestly, I don't think Burnley should have lost that game. The goal was a good goal, but to win player of the match on the basis of that one moment alone, I think it's absolutely disgusting. I have to be honest with you. It's a good goal. It's a great goal, but it's not enough, in my opinion, to win a player of the match or to win a man of the match award. I'm not having that. No way does that goal. I'm sorry. But that's the one bright moment they had in the entire match. And they don't deserve that neither. No way should they have even got a point from that match. And it's absolutely disgusting that they come away with a point. Burnley should have won that game. Burnley should have won that game by a long, long way. I'm not having. I don't know who chose that, but if it's Andy Hinchcliffe, I'm going to have a word. But we're waiting for Scott Parker to come out. They're in with John Eustace now. I'm afraid they're smiling, and that's winding me up. You know, it's winding me up. I'm looking at John Eustace. I'm looking at Andy Wyman. They're smiling. It's totally winding me right up. You know, it's very disappointing. But let's just concentrate on Lyle Foster. Let's not concentrate on at the moment because it's called the Clarence Game Live, hence the reason. But I have to be honest. I think Lyle Foster was a better man in the match because you look at his performance, all-round performance. He was there. He could have had a second. He could have contributed to a penalty, which Tony Harrington, which, in my opinion, didn't give. You know, it's unbelievable. But there you go. But that's my man in the match. As for villain of the match, I have to say Tony Harrington. Tony Harrington, the referee, I thought he had a stinker. Tony Harrington. I thought the villain of the match, I think, should go to Tony Harrington because I thought he should have given Burnley at least 3 penalties. And the reason I say he should have had at least 3 penalties is 2 were for blatant handballs, and the third was a clear foul on Jadon Anthony. And in my opinion, those penalties should have been given. So, in my humble opinion, Tony Harrington, on those decisions alone, gets villain of the match for me. And he was pro-Black, he's sent off the guard as well. I'm also going to give an extra villain of the match to Gehi of Blackburn because I thought he was horrible. I'm sorry, but I have to hold my hands up and say Gehi as well. I actually think he deserved to get sent off as well. But because at the end of the day, he was a villain of the match. He play acted, he stupidly got himself booked, and then stupidly got himself sent off for showing a red card as well. So 2 villains of the match for me: Tony Harrington, the referee, and Gehi of Blackburn, because he was just horrible the whole match. And John Eustace will probably be probably saying now in the dressing room, I have to defend my player and all that. So, he'll say, well, it was, but the referee had no other choice. He had to send Gehi off. And for that reason, he gets the second villain of the match along with the referee. I'm afraid those 2 people are not going to be universally popular in this part of the world tonight. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel dissecting the game. We're still waiting for Scott Parker. As soon as we get Scott Parker's interview, we'll bring it to you live on JB Sports. But I have to be honest with you. Gehi was absolutely horrible. He was just absolutely pathetic throughout. But we're still waiting on Scott Parker. And I'm just looking at John Eustace and he's winding me up. No, wait, no, look at that. Wink to the camera. Honestly, winds me up. They've got a draw when they've barely deserved one. And, they'll probably complain about whether it's offside or not. But on commentary, I'm still convinced that they got beyond the last defender. If it was on VAR, they'd have probably said offside by a fingernail. But in my opinion, the linesman got it spot on. The goal wasn't going to stand. And at the end of it all, I don't think they can have any quarrels. I think Burnley should feel more aggrieved than not having 3 penalties than Blackburn were over an offside goal. Hedges was clearly offside for me. So I'm sorry. I'm no sympathy with Blackburn Rovers or any of their fans today because at the end of the day, we're still a pro-Burnley. We're a pro-Burnley channel as well. Let's just make absolutely crystal clear. We're still waiting to hear from Scott Parker. I'm hoping but there's been whilst these were the incidents. Now this is a clear foul on Esteve. Look, he's absolutely gone right through the back of Esteve. This is why Gehi got 2 yellow cards. Stupid. He knew full well it was stupid. And then he showed his head there. And then the second one, okay, Esteve's got hold of it. That's a free kick to Blackburn. No quarrels about that. What he does afterwards is to show an imaginary yellow card. And I said this in commentary. I knew full well as soon as he done that, he was off. I could tell straight a mile off. As soon as Gehi had done that, he knew he was off. And that is what winds me up about the modern player like him. I'm sorry. You can't go around and do that. And there'll be people like Joby McAnuff who are not qualified as far as I'm concerned, enough to talk about a game as much as this. I'm sorry. It's indefensible. You cannot defend that. I'm sorry, you just cannot defend that. Blackburn Rovers came out with only one tactic: to bully, to absolutely be late, play act, and try and get Burnley players in the book all the way through. They didn't try to play any football whatsoever. These are my observations. Take them as whatever you will. But I'm talking now after the game. I'm giving analysis. I'm not commentating. I'm taking this as, at the end of the day, Blackburn only used force. Burnley tried to play football. They tried to play football. They tried to do it the right way. And that, as a Burnley fan, pleases me because, we didn't get dragged into that nasty little game, which was to foul everybody and sundry, play act to try and get Burnley players booked. The Gahi play acting incident, which got Hannibal booked, was absolutely disgusting. I'm beside myself with fury and with rage over this. But it's all started so well for Burnley. This was the goal. Let's dissect the goal. Brownhill, lovely back heel from good chest control. Jane and Anthony, perfect left-footed cross. Foster free by the penalty spot. Bullet header, 1-0. And it looked all the while, really, that Burnley were going to go on. When we all thought at the moment in the commentary box that Burnley were going to go on steamroller Blackburn 3-4-5-0. And they should have done. And I think when they look back at, there'll be certain incidents where they'll look back and say, this and this happened. I just think it's, we're still waiting to get an interview from Scott Parker. As soon as we get that interview, we can then go JB's moment. But let's just concentrate on the team display from Burnley. I thought we played really well today. I thought some of the debuts, Sarmiento, Hannibal, I think a lot of them played really, really well today. And, I think Burnley can count themselves very unlucky not to get anything from it. So we're just waiting on Scott Parker. I'm hoping that we count him now. No, we haven't got him, but they're showing some goals from elsewhere. Middlesbrough have scored 2, and they've won the game 2-0 at Cardiff. Cardiff have started really badly this season. Second one's actually a very good finish. So Middlesbrough getting a good result there at Cardiff, who have struggled really badly. Burnley put 5 past them. And in the other match, it finished Coventry 0, Norwich City 1. The winning goal here. Cross comes in from the left, or from the right. Good finish. A little deflection on the shot. Coventry really struggling at the moment. Sainz, the goal scorer there for Norwich. Still waiting to get an interview with Scott Parker. I hope we do get an interview with Scott Parker because you have to be fair. I do honestly think that Burnley can be rightfully aggrieved that they haven't taken all 3 points. I have to be honest. If we don't get an interview from Scott Parker, I'm sorry, but that's my thing. We'll go on to the final 40 in just a second or two because hopefully we'll get to. Hopefully we'll hear from Scott Parker. And I don't think we're going to hear from Scott Parker, sadly, but it's. In fact, I think they are staying on. So I think they are going to stay on. I think for a little bit. So we're going to have to wait a little longer now for a break, an advertisement break. But let's just dissect what else has been happening elsewhere in the footballing world. There was a red card in that game. Let's just dissect what's been happening elsewhere. So it finished Arsenal 1, Brighton 1. Declan Rice got sent off for 2 yellows earlier on. Yao Pedro got the equaliser on 58, but one or two Arsenal fans not happy with the referee, unfortunately, on that one. I'm not sure who the referee was, but he didn't win many favours with the it was Chris Kavanagh. Which looks a very. I haven't seen the Declan Rice thing, but it probably looks a very harsh decision. But we'll probably look at that later after we come off air. So 1-1 that finished. It's great news for Manchester City, that, isn't it? Blackpool 2, Wycombe Wanderers 2. Joseph and Beasley for Blackpool, McCleary and Adoa for Wycombe. That finished 2-2 at Bloomfield Road. At Rotherham, it was a late finish there. Malik Wilkes with the winner. Hodge had put Huddersfield ahead. They had a man sent off when Ward got sent off. So Ward was sent off. He come on as a substitute, and he'd only been on the pitch about 5 minutes and he got sent off. But then Hodge scored with a quarter of an hour from the end. Then 2 minutes later, Clark Harris with a penalty. Malik Wilkes with the late goal, winning the game for Steve Evans' men. They were under fire, and he was a bit under fire with Steve Evans, but, you don't win X amount of promotions for nothing. He finished 1-0 at Gillingham. 2 red cards in that one too. Emma and Dunkley were both sent off for both Gillingham and Chesterfield, but the winning goal came from McKenzie after 8 minutes there. And a good game going on between Port Vale and Doncaster Rovers. 2 goals from Molyneux, 1 extra for Billy Sharp. Crowsdale scored in the first half for Port Vale, and Chislett with a penalty right at the death, pulling one back, but it was too late for the Vale. It's Donny Rovers who take the spoils there in the Potteries. Just about to start in elsewhere. We'll be looking as well at Barnoldswick Town in action in the FA Cup away at Lancaster City. Let's hope Barnoldswick Town can win in that one. We'll bring you news when we bring you a full classified check at 5 o'clock, incidentally, on JB Sports in our coverage to West Ham against Manchester City. But we're just going to stay with you because we're waiting. As soon as we bring Scott Parker's interview, that'll be that as far as this broadcast is concerned. We're not leaving until we get a reaction from a Burnley viewpoint. We're not being, we are a Burnley focused thing. So as far as I'm concerned, we go on and we get the reaction from Scott Parker. And before we go, we will bring you that reaction from Scott Parker. I think we can now hear from him now. He's talking to TV.
How do you assess that first half? You started so well, total domination. Their equaliser just seemed to change the balance of the game after that.
Yeah, it did really. I thought we started the game so well, like you said, real dominant in every aspect of our game. Out of possession, I thought our intensity was superb with the ball as well. I thought we looked a real threat in certain moments. And you're right, the goal just comes out of nowhere. It's a world-class goal in that sense, and it probably just changed the swing of it a little bit, hit us on the nose at that point. I thought after that, look, we dominated the game for large parts, and ultimately you're disappointed really that you've not come away here today with 3 points. A lot of positives, and I say that a little bit lightly because obviously we are disappointed that we haven't won the game today, but a lot of positives considering where we are in terms of the last couple of weeks as well. There was players out here today have had 1 day's training session. Josh Lauren, Jaden Anthony. These boys have only been in the building for practically yesterday morning in terms of a training session, and they were superb, really. So onwards and upwards for us, and loads of work still to be done. And there was bits of what I wanted to see our team to be today.
There was a lot to unpack as well with red cards, yellow cards, decisions, shirt pulls, for example, with Warren as well. There could have been a penalty involved in that.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was. I think we said it before, didn't we? It was a derby game, and it was certainly lived up to every bit of that. Really, the intensity and what the atmosphere brought. It, at times it was a game bordering on going over the line for sure, and there was some tough tackles. But it's part and parcel of the sport we love, really. And certainly today was a game that I looked at and enjoyed every bit of it in that sense.
One of those flashpoints was Lewis Travis, the yellow card. I saw, you went straight to the fourth official, and John Eustace got involved as well.
Yeah, I mean, in the heat of the moment and obviously in the emotion of the game, one sometimes can't control how I see it. It looked from me at real time. It looked like a bit of a naughty tackle, but the referee made that decision, and if that was the decision he come to, then yeah, that was it.
You talk about onwards and upwards. the opening few games of this season, heading into the international break. How would you assess now where you're at and what you can do with this team?
Well, I feel like we're in a very good place. Look, no one can really understand from the outside. There's a lot of dynamics what have moved around at this football club for many different reasons over the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm fully aware of that. And I understand the stresses of what probably a lot of players have gone through in these last couple of weeks. We've lost 1 game in 4. We've had 2 very, very good wins. We've come in today and we've got a point. Of course, we wanted 3. And while the narrative might be spun very, very different, the facts are we are moving in the right way. And like we said before, the window's shut now. This is the group that we're going to grow, and this is the group that are going to move forward to get us to where we need to get to this year. And I'm looking forward immensely to working with them in that sense.
Back in Monday?
Yeah, a couple of days. We've got a couple of days off now. They deserve a little bit of a rest, and then we'll go from there.
Well done, Scott. Thank you.
The views there of Scott Parker, the Burnley manager. I have to be honest, I think he tried to be as good as he could be under the circumstances, and I honestly think it was a... But let's just go on to the final thoughts, mainly on the Clarets, but on the game as a whole. I thought, considering the amount of player turnover that the Clarets have had to endure this last 8 or 9 days, the players that we brought in were fantastic today. I really thought they were superb. As for Blackburn Rovers, they didn't come to play any football. They came here to use force, and that's what they did, and they succeeded. Even with 10 men, they succeeded, and I don't like that. Yes, they scored a good equalising goal. There's no doubt about it. But let's have a look at the 1 or 2 incidents here. This is a penalty claim. Now that is a clear push there on who was it? Carter. It's a clear push on Worrell. How can Tony Harrington not see that? It's absolutely preposterous. There was 2 handball shouts in there too. It's absolutely pathetic. The referee, this is why I've given the referee joint villain of the match. You cannot get away. I'm sorry. Gary Rowett will defend Blackburn. I'm sure John Winworking will defend Blackburn. But at the end of the day, it's a penalty. And I'm not going to have anybody convince me any different. But let's just concentrate on the Clarets. I thought we were superb and we should have won the game. Blackburn came with a game plan. It succeeded. Not a fan of it by any means, but at the end of the day, what can you say? But anyway, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this derby. Not the result Burnley wanted. At least we haven't lost. But Burnley went out with the intentions of playing football. I think they come away winning a lot of friends. Blackburn Rovers, on the other hand, for their dirty and horrible tactics. They may have won a point today, but they have not won many friends, especially not with his commentator. From us all here at Turf Moor. For now, bye-bye.